attained, but I want to know why He has laid hold of me. And I think that's one of those things that for us as New Testament Christians today, this might be one of those self-examination things. What reason? For what reason did God lay hold of me? Now, I know some reasons why that are not to be included in why He laid hold of me. I was not to just obey the gospel and then do nothing. That's not the purpose of Him laying hold of me. I am to be working and serving and laboring and doing all that I can in service to Christ. And so that's going to take, it won't be the same for all of us. Because what do we have individually? Different what? Talents. What I've got to do is use my talents to the best of my ability to the glory of God and do all that I can, realizing that I've not yet finished my race. You think Paul had any trouble understanding Revelation 2:10? Wherein John writes and he says, "Fear not the things which you're about to suffer. For you are about to have tribulation 10 days. Don't fear those things. But what? Be thou faithful unto death. And in that faithfulness you'll receive what? The crown of life." Now this goes back to this image that Paul is using of a runner. And he's running a race, and he's going to be striving to win. And he brings this up again in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 when he says now that we are to run. We're all running in a race, but you run so that you might what? Win. So we are to be those that are running. So he says in 13, "I do not count myself to have apprehended. But one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forward to those things which are ahead, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus." So as we think about the book of Philippians, an outline for the entire book, if you were to go to chapter 1, then we'd say that Christ is our purpose in life. Chapter 1, verse 21. Paul is my pattern in life. Number 3 of chapter 3, as we look at it, Jesus is my prize in life. And then, of course, chapter 4, He is the power. Chapter 4:13. Yes, Brother Ken?
Reaching out or stretching forward, describe the horse stretching his neck out across that fence line.
Absolutely.
Many horses were even, except the one that stretched his neck out further.
Yep. And you even have runners, and they've got those, they'll be running, like in the Olympics or whatever, and they'll finish the race and they'll say, that's a photo finish. It's too close to call with what? The naked eye. That's how close it is. And so then they get the photo and they're able to look and they see down through there. And like Brother Ken has stressed with the horse, not only the horse, but human beings as well. The one that is stretching the most oftentimes is the one that wins the race. And so as we think about this upward call of God, let's notice some things about this call of God. Notice some things. Number 1, what's the source of this call? The gospel. That is the source. But before we go to that particular point, let's go back ultimately, because this is the upward call of God. God is the one who extends that opportunity to us. And you could go to Acts chapter 2 and verse number 39, and you could read of this as it occurs on the day of Pentecost. Acts chapter 2 and verse 39. The text reads, "For the promise